In this lesson, you're going to see how you can set up a welcome email so that whenever someone buys your product, they will get that email. There's also a handy template in the lesson, which will be very helpful if you don't know what to add to your welcome email or you just need inspiration. You may or may not know this, but MemberVault doesn't send emails, and that is why you need MailChimp. When you get the two connected, whenever someone buys your product, you can then set up your email in MailChimp, and that will trigger it and go to them automatically. To do that, we're going to go through a few steps. So the starting point is over on MailChimp. In MailChimp, we're going to create a tag which will help us identify the people who sign up for a particular product. So for example, if we're going to work with a product called integrating MemberVault and MailChimp. To do that, to create a tag, you go into Audience, Tags, click Create a Tag, and here this is where you need to name your tag something obvious so that you're not just reaching around trying to find out what each tag does. So I'm going to call it MCMV and Purchase. So this is the tag that will get applied to anyone who buys the product. Before I click Create, I'll just copy that quickly because we're going to paste it into MemberVault. But don't worry if you forget it, you can just go back in, click a drop down, rename, and you can copy it from there. So we've created our tag in MailChimp, which is what's going to get applied to anyone who buys that product. Back over to MemberVault, click Edit for your product, which is that one. And then we're going to scroll all the way down to the Action section. Then you click Action, Add Action. I'm just going to explain what those 4 sections mean. When this happens, simply means what action is going to happen in MemberVault that will trigger this sequence of events. So it defaults to add it to product, just leave it at that. But if you wanted to have a look at what all the other ones do, there's one for complete to product, for example. So we leave it as added to product. How just means how are these people being added to the product. So in MemberVault, you get the different ways that can be added. You can add people manually, you can add them externally, all sorts of ways. But we're just going to leave it as any for simplicity in this example. So you leave it as any. This just means however they're added to the product, we're going to do something with them. Do this is then add a tag as default, and that is what we need. The other options are things like add user to product, but you don't need it for this. Add a tag just means when someone's added to a product, add this tag, and you need to tell it what tag it should add, and that's where name of the tag comes in. Here we paste our tag name, and that is very straightforward. So we've just said whenever someone's added to the product, give them that tag. It doesn't matter how they're added, we don't really care at this point. You need to just give them that tag. So what's going to happen now is if someone buys this product, MemberVault will go, oh, there's an action there. Someone's been added to this product. I'm going to add them to that tag and send that information off to MailChimp. And because the 2 tags match, they will automatically be tagged in MailChimp. Now we're going to see how that links up nicely to sending an email. In MailChimp, automated emails are triggered by things like when someone's added a tag or when someone signs up. So it's effectively similar to actions in MemberVault. So certain actions that happen in your MailChimp account, you can use to trigger an email. And in this instance, because MemberVault uses tags, we're going to use tags in MailChimp. So whenever a contact is tagged, you can send an email off the back of that tag. To do this, you click the Create icon, click Email, Automated, and here you just select this featured one, email subscribers when they're tagged. Campaign name, I like to name this something obvious, so I could go with MVMC welcome email, so the course and then welcome email. Audience, select the right audience. There's only one here, so that's not a problem. And then you see a screen that looks like this. I'm showing you the way to create a classic automation, by the way. So this is a feature that everyone has. It's called a classic automation now. So if you're on the free plan or a paid plan, you can do this. After this, I'll show you how to create one called a customer journey, and that's only available if you're on a paid plan, and it's much more visual. In this way, you get the screen and you can see there's the trigger there that says 1 day after the tag is added. We need to change that. So click Edit, set the delay to be immediately because you want to send it as soon as you sign up, but you can set the delay to be whatever value you want. That's available. select your tag, and that's the one we created, and click Update Trigger. So now we set it up so that whenever someone's tagged with that, they'll get this email. The next step we need to do is to design our email, and just click the Design Email button. You enter a name for your email. Again, you could just do MCMV. Welcome email. Subject line. In the swipe file, you have a subject suggestion, and I think that's welcome to product name. There you can add a preview text, which is just a second subject that appears in the email, and then you click next. Here you get to choose your template. So if you're on the free plan, you have very limited options, but that's not really a big deal. You still get access to nice templates over here, which you can choose one and edit to your heart's desire. If you've got saved templates, you can use them. If you've sent previous campaigns already, previous emails, and you like the look of them, you can click on the campaigns and select your previous emails. But for simplicity, we're just going to assume that you don't have a template saved. And I'm going to choose one column full width. It's now time to add content to your email. Remember, if you need inspiration, if you're not sure what to add, then just go and copy the template in the lesson and start from there. I'm just going to quickly talk about the things that you definitely need to have in your welcome email, and that is their access details. So you need to tell them the URL that they need to log into. So if they've just bought your MemberVault product, they might have just gone straight in. So they have no concept of, I need to go to this URL to access this again. So putting that in your email will then give them somewhere to click on next time to access the product again. And you also need to tell them their login details. When MemberVault creates their user account, it uses their email as a username and password. So it's usually a good idea to remind them of that in the email. As an extra, you might also want to add direct links to a particular lesson or highlight a module that they might want to go through first. So to get those links, you need to go into your MemberVault account, view the product, and then for the module, for example, say you want to link to that module, you click the gear icon and you get the different links that will take you directly to that module. So that's how you get those one-click links or those direct links to a module. Back to MailChimp. So once you've populated your email and changed all the sections you need to change, you click Save and Continue, and then you click Next. And here it's saying I have issues, and that's just because I left some template sections in the email. So, when I first created it, it had some default sections, and I just need to change that. But if that wasn't the case, you'd be able to click Start Sending, and your automation will be ready to go. But let's just quickly resolve those issues so that you can see how to do that yourself as well. So I clicked on the arrow there, expanded that section, and it tells me that I have some default text showing. So click Resolve, and that should take me straight to where I need to be. I'll just quickly delete that section because it's not needed, and I'll delete It's Time to Design Your Email because that's a default text. Save and close. Ignore how this looks. You can add a different image if you wanted to, add nice buttons if you wanted to, add dividers to break things up. So there are lots of design options in MailChimp's drag and drop editor. So I've removed those default texts, click Next, and yes, it's ready to send, and I can review it if I need to. I can change the subject line again if I need to, and then I'll click Start Sending. And you get a pop-up that says it's about to send this email to your test audience. Don't worry, it's nothing to worry about. It's not going to email everyone in your audience. This just means that the workflow is going to be turned on so that anyone that matches the trigger from now on will get that email. So you click Start Sending, and you're all done. So what we've just gone through is the way to create a classic automation, and that works if you're on a free plan and if you're on a paid plan too. However, if you're on a paid plan, I would recommend that you use Customer Journey for this because of how visual it is, and it's just a new way of doing automations in MailChimp. To create a customer journey, the steps are quite similar. It's just the main difference is at the starting point. So you click the automations icon there. There's customer journeys. Click Create, select Customer Journey, and you get to name your customer journey, so your automation. And we'll just do the same name, MVMC, and then welcome. Start building. choose a starting point, and this is equivalent to a trigger. So what will make this email send? And we already know that it's when someone's tagged. So you click choose a starting point, tag added is there, choose your tag, click save starting point, and there you see a screen that looks like this. So at the top there, when a tag is added, we want something to happen. And in this case, you want to email someone. So you drag the send email action over to that plus icon, and there you have it. Your email step is there. Click the email step and you get to amend all the details in it. So you can then give it a name. As I said, give it something much better than that. So it'll be welcome email. Save that. You can change the subject line there. So welcome to product name. And save. And the schedule is to send every day as soon as possible. So that's the same as saying send immediately. You can obviously change that to send between set times, but it's just going to send it as soon as the trigger is hit. And next you need to design your email, and that's you click select a template, or if you've got one already from a previous campaign, you can click the other option. But for this one, we're just going to click select a template. And we'll get to this screen here, again, similar to how we did the classic automation. If you've got templates, you choose them. If you haven't, just choose the one column full width and start with that. Customize the email content as you want. And when you're done, you click save and return to journey. You'll get back to this screen. And then, if you've got access to this is the free plan, so I can't really turn it on. But if you did have access to this, you'd finish there. You get a button, a continue button at the top right, which you click on, and that will turn on the automation. And that's how you do a customer journey. So just to quickly recap, we have looked at how you can send an automated email to your customer when they sign up to your product. At the start, you need to create your tag in MailChimp. And then in MemberVault, you need to add an action, so the added to product action, which then uses that same tag and sends that information to MailChimp. Back into MailChimp, you need to create an automated email, whether that's a classic automation if you're on a free plan, or that's a customer journey if you're on a paid plan. You create your automation where the trigger or the starting point is when that tag is added, and then you turn on your automation. And that's it.